Welcome to How to Money with Kole and Cole.
I'm Kole.
And I'm Cole.
We coach people every day on their money and how to plan for the future.
As financial advisors, we're here to have an honest conversation and educate you on how to money. Intentionally and passionately to hit your money goals. And we'll throw in some sports talk along the way.
Our mission and goal of this podcast is to improve your money journey and help you create the financial life you deserve.
So let's talk money.
And sports.
Hello and welcome back to How to Money with Kole and Cole. I'm Caleb Westall, as always, joined by Kole and Cole of the Central Financial Group, and this is episode number 8. So we're
Almost a double digits.
Yeah,
almost
flying by here.
One more month and we'll be there. So
yeah,
it's good to be back with you guys. How's it going?
Not too bad, not too bad. It's a beautiful day in Fort Dodge, Iowa.
Yes,
No
it
complaints.
is.
Nice warm weather we've had. We've had some rain.
Yeah.
Grass is growing like crazy.
Yeah.
My yard just can't keep up. It seems like can't keep it mowed.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like I mow it on Saturday, and by Monday it needs to be mowed
Yeah,
again.
it is. It's that time of year.
Yeah,
Right.
not that I actually mow it on Monday, but you know.
Right.
So yeah, today is, as we're recording this, for context, it is June 17th,
Right.
and this will be coming out July 12th. So just for context to all of those people listening, we don't know what we're talking about current events. So we're a little behind. So you got going on right now, it's about to be Father's Day weekend, and we've got a golf tournament going on. We talked about it last episode. We had picked 6. The two of you had picked 6 people to win the 2 tournaments, and so far, Cole Jaski got the first one with Justin Thomas on a crazy last hole. I didn't watch the tournament, but I saw that he
Won on a playoff.
Yeah, well, the guy was -1, and didn't he water it on the last hole?
Yeah. There was you felt bad for that.
Yeah, he
situation.
made double, and he didn't even make the playoff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
he was leading.
Can't even remember his name right now.
Yeah, I know it's bad. It's bad, but yeah, he hit it. Yeah, he hit it in the hazard. Ended up making double, missed the playoff, and then it was kind of cool. They had a 3-hole playoff, which is I think really really neat.
That's really cool.
And JT won. So
we got that, and then you were saying something about an 8th alternate was leading yesterday in the
U.S. Open.
U.S. Open.
Yeah,
So
guy that's an alternate. So people don't understand how alternates work for golf tournaments. There's people that are in the golf tournament, and then there's alternates where people drop out. Someone's wife, someone gets hurt, someone's wife has a baby, something like that. This guy was the 8th alternate, so he wasn't even in until I think Tuesday or Monday. He did not even know he was playing in the U.S. Open. He was
had to have 8
yesterday.
people drop out, or 7
Right.
people ahead of him drop out for him to even get in. So
That's
he's leading.
Right.
That's golf
He was
in a
leading
nutshell. There.
Yeah,
That's
he's
pretty
leading
cool.
yesterday. I don't know if he's ranked on the world ranking, but he probably won't end up winning, most likely. But it was kind of a cool story.
But the course they're playing is the amateur one. I think in 1912, Francis Ouimet. There's a Disney movie on that, but that's the golf course they're playing the U.S. Open at. So an amateur one.
Is that the Legend of Bagger Vance? Is that
No, that's different.
Not that
No,
movie.
it's different. It's called The Greatest Game Ever Played.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
With Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool movie.
My son loves that movie, so we
Okay.
watched it a ton. But yeah, this is that golf course that movie's based on, and
Interesting.
he was an amateur and won. It was in 1912. Won. So
Yeah,
That's cool.
I've seen that movie one time. It's a
Yep.
pretty good movie.
I've never seen it. I don't think.
Yeah. So then there's some swirling drama surrounding golf right now.
Yeah.
And
Oh
as
my
someone who
gosh.
doesn't follow golf, I keep hearing little things here and there about it. So maybe so there's this LIV tournament, and I was asking you off air. So it's something new, a competitor, and it's caused a lot of drama.
Yeah, it's interesting too. And I don't know what I was reading or watching, but the Live Tour is I think it's what's called. But they've done obviously a good job of stirring up the drama and bringing the eyeballs to that tour, good or bad. Almost everyone knows what that is all of a sudden. So you think of like creating from a marketing strategy. I don't know if they wanted the good or bad press of all that's going on, but someone that's you're not a golf fan, obviously we've forced it on you a little bit. So you know more about golf than probably before this podcast, but
100%.
It's created quite a riffraff in the PGA Tour and pro golf tour world.
Yeah, it kind of started with Phil Mickelson's comments where he made some not obscene, but just some colorful comments about the LIV tour, and And then all of a sudden he's on the LIV tour now because the comments were so bad that the PGA tour they didn't reprimand him, but they told him, maybe not play as many tournaments. So,
so nicely reprimanded.
Right. But this is it called LIV or Live Tour?
I've heard Live quite a bit. So from like the Golf Channel and stuff. So I don't know. No, might be wrong completely, and our viewers can laugh at us and like, hey, these guys don't know what they're talking about. But either way, whatever way it is.
So for people that don't know what it is, it's a Saudi Arabia based tour, but they are still going to play these tournaments all over the world.
Yep.
So the last one was in London, I believe. The first one was in London. They're going to still play in the United States some of the time, but it's backed by Saudi Arabia money.
Yep.
That is, they are doing payouts that are higher. I mean, they're astronomical.
And guarantees. There's some guarantees for the players that were the PGA Tour. You pretty much, to make money as a player, you have to place high in a tournament. You have to perform, which, good and bads of it, but some of the big name players got a guarantee from this Saudi backed tour to come over and be a representative on that tour. And I think there's like 10 events planned, and half of them are still going to be in the US, but the other half are going to be across. They're trying to get a global reach on golf, where a lot of areas they don't have professional golf tournaments or exposure in. So that's what they're saying. Obviously, I think money is a big driver for the players and a lot of things there. And Dustin Johnson, one of the biggest names other than Phil Mickelson, and talked how he maybe wants to play less golf. I mean, that's one. Some of these guys is like, we don't realize that. We think like golf, all they get play for a living. I'd love to, but it is their job. So he made a point of like, I want to still be able to make a great living, do what I do, but I want to play a little less golf. And you can't fault someone for wanting maybe a little more balance in their life when that's all they do.
Yeah. So the reason this was created also is a lot of the golfers on the PGA Tour were complaining basically that they don't get paid appearance fees. They don't have any guaranteed money. Like Cole said, you don't get paid unless you place in a tournament. Now some of these guys have deals outside of the actual golf, but it's not like an NFL contract where you sign on the dotted line and you're guaranteed this amount of money, or an NBA contract and Major League Baseball. Now those are major sports. I understand golf's not a major sport, but it is one of those few sports that you don't get paid if you don't play well. I mean, if you miss the cut, you do not make money in that tournament.
Interesting.
So you may have a sponsor that paid for you to get in the tournament, or a deal with Nike or whoever that pays you no matter what, but not especially not the bottom level guys. They don't have that.
Yep.
So it's one of those few sports where there is no guarantees, and the LIV Tour is doing that for them. So.
Interesting. Well, we'll have to keep an eye on it, see where it goes.
Yeah,
we'll see. Supposedly, and I told you guys this again. We weren't talking about this on mic, but I was reading something this morning. There's 2 top 15 world ranked players. Now we'll see if this comes true, but that are going to announce today's the second day of the U.S. Open. They're going to announce on Monday.
I can tell you who it's not going to be. Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Did you hear what he turned down?
Yeah, like
over $1 billion to go to the tour.
Yeah,
to go to the Live Tour. He turned down $1 billion of guaranteed money.
Wow.
So you get to a certain point. I think the money's not a.
That's true.
He's said it now.
He
said it now. He's more of a legacy guy too. At this point in his life, he understands and he wants to give back to what the tour's done for him, and that's a difference. Each person's got their own things that make them tick, and that's you can't fault anyone for thinking what decision they make.
And he's Tiger Woods. It's not like he doesn't have enough money already.
No, agreed.
So. Wow, that's crazy.
These guys are taking some heat, though, for that
money.
Oh,
yeah,
they
are.
Press conference with Lee Westwood and Ian Poulter. Oh, my goodness. Those guys were...
They're going to ask some tough questions.
Yeah. They were asking some crazy questions. Like, they were like, if Vladimir Putin had a tour and they guaranteed you money, would you go play?
Yeah, it's like obscene, which...
Yeah, they wouldn't answer the question. They're like, "Oh, that's a hypothetical, so I'm not going to answer that question."
It's kind of hypocritical though, because there's things the PGA Tour does, and every league does and has exposure to, that you could sit and point and say, "Hey, that's probably not ethical," or "Where you're doing business is not ethical." Mm-hmm. So the NBA in China is a prime example. So it's it's one of those things. I think the money situation stirs up a lot. You start getting money involved, and PGA Tour, a lot of egos involved. It creates some good TV drama, anyways. So.
Another funny golf thing. Did you see the guy that was holding the Michelob Ultra standing behind Tiger?
Yes.
He got a Michelob Ultra contract.
Yes.
That's awesome.
He was the only guy for our viewers that haven't seen this. It's a photo of him with a beer in his hand. And everyone else around him has got their cell phones, and he's
they're behind
only
Tiger Woods.
Yeah,
they're all behind Tiger Woods, watching him hit a shot at the PGA Championship.
And he's the only one that doesn't have his phone out.
He just has a beer in his hand. It's a Michelob. You can see the Michelob Ultra just as clear as possible, and he's standing there just holding his beer, watching Tiger. And
that is outstanding.
He got an
awesome.
endorsement contract for Michelob Ultra.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, that is classic.
That's incredible.
Yeah,
that's
it's good for him though. I mean, that's one thing that I've also told like my wife and my kids, like, stay in the moment. Like, put your phone down. Stay in the moment. You don't have to take pictures and videos of everything.
It's hard to do in this
just
era.
watch the game or watch the kids play. And
like people talk about it. You're gonna video a game, a golf hit that you're probably never gonna go back and watch ever again.
No,
Right.
all the time. Everyone's got so many videos from events and stuff, and like you've never watched that again.
Yeah.
So.
watching it not through your phone is so much better. So proud of the Michelob Ultra guy.
That's awesome.
Well, we're almost done talking about sports, so I gotta give a quick shout out to our Iowa college guy, Keegan Murray.
Yeah.
Projected to go top 5 in the draft next week, so good for him.
Yeah.
Go Iowa.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that next podcast.
Yeah,
So
see where he goes.
I think Chris Murray will be a top 5 pick maybe next year too, because I think with Keegan being there. I mean, I'm not saying Chris is as good as Keegan, but he has a lot of the same skill set.
Yep.
Just left-handed.
Cool. Well, we'll see. Who do you want to see him go to? I think top 5 is like OKC, Houston, Sacramento, Detroit. I don't remember who the other one is, but
don't really care about it.
None of them.
None of us. Go to the Pistons, then you got a couple Iowa boys there with Garza.
Yeah.
So go to the Pistons.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
We'll report back to you.
All right, so right now we're going to transition from sports to money because, that's really why everyone's actually here. We have a special guest. Baileigh Ashbrook from Central Financial Group is here. Whoop, whoop. Yep.
Yeah,
so that's Cole's, originally was Cole's assistant.
My first assistant. Been there basically since I started in the business.
So I'm sure they're going to have a lot of good stories to share. They're going to talk about all things money, and I'm going to step out of the way so Baileigh can have my seat. Right now we'll hear a word from our production team at Spin Market, and then Baileigh will sit here, and Cole Peterson will take over from there. So,
all right.
This podcast is produced by Spin Market and Digital.
Located in Fort Dodge, Iowa, Spin Market's highly skilled team can help you increase your market by updating your website, improving SEO, designing advertisements, and producing podcasts that will grab the attention of your market.
Contact Spin Market today for all your digital marketing needs at digitalagent@spinmarket.com or call us at 515-302-8026. And to learn more, visit our website at www.spinmarket.com.
That's digitalagent@spinmarket.com or 515-302-8026 or visit our website www.spinmarket.com.
All right, well, welcome back to the Kole and Cole podcast. We have a special guest here, and I did get an off-mic request here. I was supposed to kick it over to Cole right away so he could. He's got a special question here.
So we got Baileigh Ashbrook here. Baileigh became my assistant in September of 2019.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Had no experience in the financial industry. Didn't even know if she wanted to work for me. I didn't know if I wanted her to work for me either, but hey, we thought we'd try it. Since then, she's done a lot of things, and she's a great employee, and we're going to talk a little bit about her history here. But first, I want to talk about your basketball career.
Oh, boy.
Because you played for
real
the Dodgers. You shoot with the wrong hand, and you don't really know how to dribble a whole lot. But there's been some talk around the office that you think that you can beat me.
It's not really thinking. It's like when you know something so much in your core, you're so confident.
I love it.
I do know how to dribble. And yes, I would beat anyone in the office in basketball.
Anyone in the office?
You're not supposed to guarantee
Even
it.
Kole Jaskey?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my gosh.
We're gonna have to get a
He's
hoop
a
in the park.
football player.
We're gonna have to get. I'm an athlete.
Yeah.
So am I. A left-handed athlete.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
You lefties. You
So-
guys all think you're special.
So this basketball game has to go down this summer.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely does. I maybe got to start working out a little bit more before we have it.
We might have some injuries or something by the time we get done. So.
Right. But there's also a talk of a game of me and Eddie versus Molly, my wife, because my wife played Division I basketball, and Baileigh, those two taking us on.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. And Molly is a stud.
Yeah.
I think we should make like an event out of it and like have like bring our client, like invite our clients, like make it a client event.
Yeah, quick little story. At my first job out of college, this exact same thing happened. This guy was like adamant I worked with, he could beat me. The owners of the company legit put a basketball hoop in the parking lot. The entire
That's
company watched the one-on-one game. And the first shot I airballed because I was just like, I can't believe this is seriously happening. I ended up beating him, I think, like 11-3. So I'm just going to put that out there.
All right.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, so let's get to the real talk
Okay.
now that we've got past that basketball talk. But talk about our first meeting that you had with me at Mineral City, and what you thought about what we talked about, and like how you decided, okay, I'm going to give this a shot.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I'll never forget it because I just had Collins, our second daughter.
Right.
And my stepmom was supposed to watch her. She got called into work, and I knew Molly, and I think that's how I got connected. And we actually moved back the same year. Cole ended up moving back to Fort Dodge because we're both originally from here. But long story short, Molly hooked it up kind of. Cole reached out, and I was just supposed to go talk to him, fill it out, and I ended up having taken Collins. So I was like, oh my gosh, here I come with my little 2-month-old or 3-month-old on my arm. Kind of interviewing, not really, but I'm like, this is just total mom life. Like trying to be a working mom, it's just hectic. But me and Cole sat down. He was very thorough. He took a lot of notes. I'm like, okay, he's a good guy. Like, this could be interesting. And I was like, I don't know if I really want to. Like, I just did a career change. So, but anyways, we chatted, and I think we interviewed again a couple weeks later.
Yeah.
More formal, and it went really well. And then I started off as Cole's assistant, and the rest is history.
Yeah. The baby thing really didn't throw me off since I had twin daughters that were not even 2 years old at that point. So the baby thing didn't throw me off that much. But we talked about, you started part-time, just learning the industry. And your role at CFG has evolved over the last 3 years a lot. And you've gone through the licensing to become a licensed financial advisor. So talk a little bit about that process, and talk a little bit about, the taking the tests and how that goes. And you can be full disclosure.
It was rough. Luckily, there's another advisor in our office, Eddie. We were going through it together, which I think helped. It also didn't help that I was also with a baby at home trying to study. And shout out to Cole because he was so gracious with time and support and just letting me study. Cole and me had discussed it. So I'd been doing assistant role, and I know I wanted to move forward in the business. I learned I really liked the business itself. So I took my life and health first. I think that was in like February of 19. So like, a few months after being your assistant and deciding I wanted to get licensed and go forward. And then I took my SIE exam, which is like a pre-exam for your securities license. And then I took my 7, and then I passed my 65 and 63. So it's a lot of studying. And then what was really interesting is you're supposed to go take a class in person, and they teach you the stuff, and then you study on your own. But COVID had happened, so it was crazy. So we were doing online classes, which fortunately the 7's the hardest one, and the teacher I really connected with, and I don't think I would have the opportunity to have him because it was online through a third party. But he was great, and to get the 7 out of the way was just relieving.
Yeah.
That one was long and gruesome.
So when Baileigh says the 7, she's talking about the Series 7. And if you look it up at all on Google or anything, it's like the hardest test in the world. I mean, it used to be like 2-3 hour sessions that me and Cole had to take, but now it's since they started the SIE, which is the entrance exam, basically, that now it's shorter. But getting through all those tests was an accomplishment in itself. And I know it was a lot of time and a lot of studying and a lot of stress. But once you get it done, then it's kind of like, now I don't have to take tests.
We were talking about, I don't know if everyone has the same experience. I know you and I did, but the when you hit the like submit button on the screen and you sit there and it like spins, it spins and then it gives you like a pass or fail right away. You just know it's like, that's the most like, you're like sitting there holding your breath for like 30 seconds while it's sitting there and you're like, oh yes.
Because you're in this room with computers and there's like 25 people around you. Some people are taking like boards for nurses, entrance exams for doctors, things like that. And obviously we're not comparing ourselves to them, but when you hit it and you do see pass, you're like, but you can't scream because you're
it's nerve wracking.
You're in a room full of people trying to take tests, so you're like, very
it's a commitment.
Or if you see fail, you're like.
There was one I failed and had to retake, and it was by 1%. And this is what's frustrating. When you pass now, it doesn't tell you the percentage. And I told Cole, I want to go back and see how well I did.
It did for us. Yeah. I had percentages on all mine.
Yep.
Yeah, right now it just says pass, or if you do fail, then they give you a number.
It bothered me.
For the viewers, it does take, most study programs are 8 weeks or longer for the 7. Yeah. Some are 6, 8 weeks, and then you have a whole another set after you get done with that. You're going right on to the 66. And
so Baileigh took the life, health, SIE, 7, 63, 65. So that's 6 tests, and you took them all under a year.
With a newborn. And shout out to my husband because, wow, that was, he was really gracious as well. And shout out to Cole because he gave me a lot of support and time and effort and encouragement. Mentally a lot, but it was great. And now it gives a really big scope on the business itself. And now I think it's just taking you to another level.
Right. Because you can basically do it. And that's kind of what I kept pushing you along, saying, just get it over with, get it over. Yeah. You'll hate this year, but you won't, the next 20 years, you won't have to worry about doing any of the tests. And
give yourself some credit there. I can already tell you're so, shouting out everyone that helped you along the way, but obviously you had to put a lot of effort. And then I see that from being part of the team of how much you facilitate in the office, and your role. And obviously, you guys have done a really good job developing the team there.
Yeah. So those people out there that are maybe thinking about becoming a financial advisor, it is difficult. It is difficult, and you do have to take some tests, but anything that's worth the difficulty is worth the reward. So, transition a little bit here about what your role is at Central Financial Group. So, you wear many hats, as do me and Cole, but you wear many hats in the office. So talk a little bit about, maybe give us your 3 main roles, or however many numbers you want to give, but your main roles.
I facilitate and sit in meetings with Cole, so I help conduct business and do client meetings and all the processing after that.
Cole Peterson, that is.
Yes, Cole P. Sorry.
That's all right.
And then I also do office managing, so training, onboarding. We have a lot of regulations, so there's a lot of changes and updating with that. So I keep the team and everyone going with that, and office stuff and all Cole's miscellaneous things he needs help with. And then I do marketing, so I get to work directly with Spin Market. Shout out to them for everything they do, and Caleb, and write podcasts. We create a new website. So really I have my hands on a lot of things. But overall, just helping develop processes for the office because we're young and we're growing, and Cole P has done a great job. We now have, since Cole P started, he has recruited Eddie, Cole, myself, Kirsten, and Emily. So we're a very young, growing team. So just facilitating all that. So lots of stuff.
It's been cool to see your guys', obviously, I'm still new to the group, and see the development of the whole process that you guys have put in place and continuing to evolve and things there. But one thing I'm curious, question I have, because, I get this a lot, about what we do, but what's your favorite thing? You wear a lot of caps. Yeah. What's kind of the favorite, your favorite piece of either the business or your role? What do you enjoy the most?
Yeah. Well, I love being on teams. I've been in sports my whole life, and I love coaching people, and I also love helping people. And I think that's why I enjoy working with you guys so much and just our team, because I know we really care about our clients, and we really care if they're successful, and if they're successful, we're successful. Yep. If our staff's happy, they're happy. So I love that aspect of the job. I actually really enjoy the money side of the job. My husband probably hates it because the budget and the investing, he doesn't get any of it. But I really love all that conversation, and helping people is probably the biggest thing. And just, making sure we're doing our best so they feel confident about their journey, because it's such a huge part of people's life. Money touches everything. Right now, everyone's talking about it. So just coaching people, and I feel like we have a really good group that really cares and have a heart of a teacher, because I know there's a lot of some advisors, you're not sure if they're in it for them or themselves, but I love that we're here to help the community, serve the community, and
we all have a coaching. It's funny.
Yeah.
You kind of look in the office, us three, specifically, we all have kind of a coaching background. Even Eddie's got some coaching experience. So
We've
it's
all
a
been in
very,
sports,
very sports oriented. And obviously we have some type of, we've spent time coaching football or basketball, golf, whatever it might be. So it's a very, relatable, obviously, path and mindset that I think we all have. And that's what, we naturally transition that to coaching clients or coaching our team, developing the team.
One thing that I wanted to bring up during this session is the fact that you're a female, obviously. And Cole, I'll turn to you on it. Like, it's a dude market.
Yes.
The advisors. I mean, 95% of our industry is dudes.
Yep.
And most of their assistants are females for whatever reason. I'm not trying to start that conversation, but having a female advisor in the office, I think, is awesome because some people are just more, whether they're male or female, they're just more comfortable with a female. Just like some people are more comfortable with a male as the advisor. But having that option for us is awesome to have Baileigh. And I just wanted you to talk about the industry a little. I know I already did a little bit, but talk about the industry as far as there are very few females in our industry.
I can't name very many that I know personally. I know some very successful ones, but very, very few that I could even name offhand. And I think it's a different, every advisor's got a different viewpoint, but it is great to be relatable, on a different standpoint, or you gotta, it's a value add, especially in our area. We're in a very, blue collar, traditional, market. So I think that's a value add that we have and can serve a very wide variety of clients. And I think that's a leg up that we have as a team.
Yeah. Talk about your experience with, being really the only female. I'm just thinking of Central Financial Group as a company. We may have 3 females.
Yeah.
Melissa, I remember, that are licensed and can actually do what you do. Out of 50 advisors, we have maybe 3.
Yeah. It's funny you say that because I've always been a male-driven industry, so I don't know if it's like me personally not really like females. Just I feel like are a little more fearful. Like it's harder for them to be confident in certain industries, and especially with money. I think female don't talk about money as much because, we're slowly catching up, but I don't know. It doesn't faze me, which maybe because I'm overconfident.
That's why you're. That's why you're in the position you are too.
But I also see a different side that maybe you guys don't see because I notice when me and Kole are in meetings, females are really security driven and emergency fund and talking about that. So that's relatable. And I guess I just
it's like one of the only industries that hasn't really caught up with the times because you're even seeing like coaches. The coaching industry, there's more females in coaching. There's NFL coaches that are female now and NBA coaches that are female. It's just like our industry just hasn't caught up in there. I made a push for you to become an advisor because I was like, female advisors kill it in our industry because there's not very many of them.
There's some very successful female advisors out there, but there's just very few across the board. So that's where, and obviously there's some people that aren't going to relate to a male advisor. And that's where there's, and it's a, different view thought. We kind of get, I think that's one thing that's great about the relationship, our relationship with Baileigh is we can see a different perspective, or she can point out some different points of view that we're maybe not naturally thinking about, and that's a value add for us.
Yeah. And I have 2 daughters, and I'm really about paving the path for females. Like you can do anything, and people think female times have caught up, but you got to remember, like Diana Taurasi, I was just watching this thing. The WNBA wasn't even around like as long as people think. Like when she was growing up, she thought she had to go to the NBA because there was no WNBA yet, and I think I just like to show that females can do just what males can do, and I know what. Shout out to Kole and Cole again because they believe that, and I know not everyone's on that level, and it's great to have that support. So,
other than beat me in basketball,
that
has nothing to do with you being a female.
No.
It has nothing to do with you being a female, but it's just not going to happen.
There's a little competition in the office, as if our viewers don't know that. So,
you should see the guys powwow over golf. Kole and Cole won't tell you this, but Eddie in our office has been kicking their butt this summer.
Oh gosh, here we go.
I like to ruffle feathers.
You got to do that. You got to do that to us.
Yes, I do.
All right, let's get back to the CFP talk. All right, let's kind of close this up with what do you like? What do you like working most about, other than being able to work closely with me and having a great mentor and all that stuff? What do you like most about working at Central Financial Group?
I love that we care about people. I love that we live in Fort Dodge. And, we've talked about this. A lot of people don't think there's the right people here to service their needs, and we can service their needs. Like, we're a young, growing team that's going to be around for a very long time. And I think we are just elevating at such a fast pace. Like, our processes are getting better. Our team's getting stronger. I'm still learning and growing in the industry, and you're really great about that. And I just love that we care about people, that we can serve people in a community like this, and they can get what they need right here in Fort Dodge. They don't have to go somewhere else for it.
Right. So a little bit of a plug on what we're going to start as a shop local, stay local type of campaign. And obviously you're not technically shopping for a financial advisor, but we want to keep things local in Fort Dodge, in Iowa. We want our high net worth people in Fort Dodge to keep their money here, keep that money growing Fort Dodge, along with companies keeping their money here with a 401k plan. So we're going to start a campaign for shop local, stay local, and we're going to be reaching out to companies and people around the area. So you may hear from us on that.
Yep.
And hopefully we can keep that business here in the Fort Dodge area.
Mm-hmm. And thanks to Kole P. Shout out for taking me on as your assistant and kind of growing me. It's been fun.
I took a big risk.
Yeah. Actually, he would never say this, but it's the best risk he's ever taken for sure.
I agree. I'll agree. I'll agree with that.
Worked out pretty well, and it's going well, and so we're excited to have you coming up on your 3 years in September? Is that right?
Yep. The day after my husband's birthday. That's all I always remember.
Okay. Yep. Coming up on 3 years. So we're excited to have you, and we're looking forward to the next 20, 30 years that you'll be at Central Financial Group, and appreciate you joining us. Hopefully we took it easy on you.
Yeah. This wasn't my favorite. Please do this for me task from Colby.
She was a little nervous coming on here. So
she was over in the corner throwing up.
Did a great job.
Why'd you make me do this?
Another fun podcast. So
Yeah, you guys are doing great. It's even cool to see it like episode 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's evolving. So
all right. Well, good.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, that'll do it for How to Money with Kole and Cole. You can find us online, Facebook at Kole, Kole, at CFG.
And I'm Cole with the C, C-L-E at CFG.
Yep, we're all both on LinkedIn, Twitter.
Find us on the
Facebook,
internet.
centralfinancialgroup.com. If you can't find us, you can definitely reach out to the office. But you should be able to find us online if you're looking for us there. But reach out to the office if you want to get a hold of us. We would love to meet you with some new people, and we're looking forward to the future.
Yep. Share the podcast. These guys are doing great.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Go Cubs, go.
You've been listening to How to Money with Kole and Cole, the podcast of Essential Financial Group, courtesy of Spin Market. Learn more about the Central Financial Group on their website, www.centralfinancialgroup.com.
For now, I'm Cole.
And I'm Cole.
And we'll see you on the greens.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Royal Alliance Associations Incorporated, member FINRA, SIPC. Royal Alliance Associations Incorporated is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Royal Alliance Associations Incorporated. Material discussed is meant for general informational purposes only, and it is not to be construed as tax, legal, or investment advice. Please note that individual situations can vary. Therefore, the information should be relied upon when coordinated with individual professional advice. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. Diversification does not insure against loss. Any guarantees discussed refer only to fixed insurance products and are backed by the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company.